This demo is to show how to use the Resume from Failure feature in ACRA. First, let's log in into the ACRA Cloud account. Once after logging in, navigate to the Automation Assets page. Here, I have already created the required test sets and test case under it. With these test sets, I have already created a new automation execution and triggered the execution as well. This is the execution that I have created and triggered. The execution was over and it showed the result as fail in the engine GUI. Let's navigate to the execution area of the corresponding execution, expanding the iteration and the test set. Among three test sets, one test set has been failed. The test set and test case which has failures will be highlighted in red color. Similarly, the test step which is failed is highlighted in red color. The test step which is passed will be highlighted in green color. The test step that is not run will be highlighted in gray color. Here, the fifth test step has been failed. This test step is all about validating the value in the first grid cell under the address number column. Clicking on the test step will show the details about the parameter name and the value used during the execution. The user has given the cell value as 1100 in the test step. To know more details about the error, you can click on the error detail icon. Here it shows us verification failed as the expected text 1100 doesn't match with the actual text 1. User has given the cell value as 1100 in the test step, but the actual value that was present in the web page was 1. So that is why the verification has been failed. You can also click on the open screenshot icon to view the screenshot of the test step where it exactly has failed. Click on download button. This will download the screenshot to your local machine. If you see the screenshot, it shows the value as 1 in the first grid cell under the address number column. Closing the screenshot. The next step is to update the test case or update the test step with the right value. Let's go to the Automation Assets page. Expanding the test sets and test case. Clicking on the fifth test step which has been failed. Removing the wrong cell value and entering the right cell value. Closing the edit test step pop-up once after updating the right value. Navigate to the automation execution page. Now let's see how the resume from failure feature works. Resume from failure feature lets users to rerun the fail iteration with only the failed test sets instead of rerunning the iteration with all the test sets under it. Click on the run test icon of the corresponding execution. Select the existing iteration radio button. Select the failed iteration from the drop-down list. The X icon, which is present next to the iteration name, indicates that this particular iteration has failures. Under the automation set, by default, it will show the selection only for the failed test set. Here, only Address Book Manager test set has been failed, and that is why it shows a selection only for the Address Book Manager test set. ACRA also lets the user to select or deselect any other test set based on the requirements. When Run button is being clicked, it will resume the iteration with only the selected test sets. Clicking on the Run button. The engine has triggered the execution. Now it will execute the test set which has been selected. Once after each execution, the appropriate results will be shown in the engine GUI. Let's navigate to the execution area of the corresponding execution, expanding the iteration and the test set. As we have updated the test step with the right value, using resume from failure feature, ACRA has executed only the failed test set by taking the right value, and it has updated the results accordingly. Once after each execution, reports will be generated in both PDF and Excel formats. To view the report in PDF format, you can click on the PDF icon. To view the report in Excel format, you can click on the Excel icon. Also, consolidated reports and other details will be sent to the user's registered email address. Thank you.